somehow, some way, the guy that was labeled a generational talent that the New York Giants took at the number 3 pick in the NFL draft is better than expected. Let's talk about that on today's show. But if you want Abdul Carter to win Rookie of the Year, hit that thumbs up icon. We've all seen the clips. We've all heard the talk. It's time for him to walk the walk. Carl Banks, New York Giants legend, talking about Abdul Carter, says, I can tell you from experience, looking at Abdul Carter, he is different. Like, he moves different. And when I say that, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau are established players. In their own right, they do things really well. And then you look at Abdul Carter do some of the same things, and you're like, this is different, right? And I had that experience. My rookie year, I walk on the field, and I see 56. And I'm like, he's different, right? He practiced faster than I ever played in a game in college. That is truly what it means to jump off the tape. I don't think you can get a better compliment than saying you kind of look like that 56 guy did when I was a rookie. And while Brian Burns is, in my opinion, a top 10 edge rusher in the league, and Kayvon Thibodeau was a top 5 pick in the NFL draft, you look a little bit different than those guys. And Carl Banks, I'll say this, Carl, we're boys. You know that. He compared him to Lawrence Taylor, but wanted to make it clear that he was not comparing him to Lawrence Taylor, saying this. There are times when you look at a player and you just see things, the way they move, and it's like, he's different, right? You can see kids doing the same drill, and Abdul Carter is doing it. His routine, his normal is different than everybody else's. And I've seen that in real life one other time. And it was my rookie year looking at Lawrence Taylor. Because he had practiced faster than I ever played in a game. He practiced at game speed, right? But some of the things he did that were routine for him, it was just different. And it was many a times not just me, but teammates would ask Taylor, what did you do there? How did you do that? And LT would be like, I don't know. I just did it. And when you look at Abdul Carter, and this is not a comparison to him and Lawrence, but just players that have a different skill set, that just kind of transcend the norm, right? And that's him, right? His movements, his burst, his quick twitch. You look at it, and you're just like, okay, because Brian Burns is a different type of player, right? He moves different. But Abdul Carter is, he's different, in a good way. He all but compared him to Lawrence Taylor without doing it. And it's not fair. It's not fair to do that. And I know Carl Banks didn't do that. But I just read you the quotes, and we all just heard it. It's hard to not get pumped up when you hear Carl Banks, one of the best people and players to ever wear this jersey, just mention Abdul Carter and the greatest football player ever in the same sentence. Not fair to compare anyone to LT, but shit. Damn. Art Stapleton saying this, even though he's got me blocked on Twitter, says, hey, you, get closer to your phone or laptop because I have a secret to share. Are you reading? Ready? Abdul Carter might be better than any of us thought. It's scary to admit for a team that has embodied Murphy's Law for a decade, but lean into it. He is different. All right, so Carl Banks, Art Stapleton, and our guy Dan Duggan over at The Athletic say, here are my takeaways from the Giants offseason program. The biggest development, Abdul Carter looks like he could be a game wrecker. Yeah, pretty high praise. Adding, the New York Giants have had a few such players over the past decade. Odell Beckham Jr., Saquon Barkley, and Malik Neighbors top the list. Rookie Abdul Carter appears next in that line of instant stars. I feel like a kid in a candy shop reading these freaking tweets, man. And it's one thing for Carl Banks to say it, which of all these quotes we're going to show you, I take the most juice from the Carl Banks tweet. And then it's one thing to have the beat reporters say it. But when you have players that have been in this league, guys like Kayvon Thibodeau, who's already had an 11.5 sack season, say this about Abdul, man, he's a beast. Excited to have another guy like him to add to the gauntlet. This kid's special, man. And I don't want people to be surprised when he might be the best player on the Giants. And I say that with all the respect in the world to Dexter Lawrence. Connor Hughes, who covers the Giants for SNY, says, these are padless practices. The defense is always at an advantage in those situations. Make note of that. But in no way should it be used to discredit what Abdul Carter has done this offseason. He is a monster. There was a series, second offense versus second defense, where Carter single-handedly ruined 3 of the 4 snaps. He was in the backfield and on dart before he hit his back foot. It wasn't just the second group, though. He tormented the starters and Russell Wilson, too. His speed and bend are jarringly impressive. He also has power, too. The Giants moved him all over the field this offseason, featuring a pass rush of Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns outside, with Carter coming in the middle. Pause. And y'all saw me share that video. It went absolutely viral. Shout out to Abdul Carter posting it on Twitter or his Instagram. Then he had deleted. I'm sure that wasn't very well received by the Giants organization. You had Kayvon Thibodeau on this side, Abdul Carter at this side. No, it was Kayvon on this side, Brian Burns on this side, and Abdul Carter playing defensive tackle. And it's like they almost just looked at each other before the snap and said, meet at the ball at 3, meet at the ball at 3. All right, 1, 2, 3, ball snap. All right, we're sandwiching Russell Wilson. Like, it was ridiculous. Oh yeah, and then on the first day of minicamp, he had not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 sacks. I get it. No pads. I like all the players on the Giants. Those pads aren't helping you block Abdul Carter. Andre Patterson, in my opinion, the best defensive line coach in the NFL. Dexter Lawrence gives him the credit for where he's at. Daniel Hunter, formerly of the Vikings, now the Texans, gives credit to Andre Patterson for his development. Says this about Abdul Carter. He's explosive. He's quick. He's sudden. But the thing that is unique is that he has an uncanny ability to feel how to win at the top of the rush. A lot of guys blow the rush when they get to the top of the rush. A lot of guys are quick. A lot of guys are explosive. A lot of guys can go edge to edge. But when they get to the top of the rush, they become mechanical. As a coach, it takes guys 2, 3, 4 years to figure that out, right? Well, Abdul Carter, he was born with that. That's the thing he was born with. That just naturally, when he gets to the top of the rush, he has a feel of where to go. And I think that's the thing that makes him unique. Most guys don't have it. And remember this. He's played edge rusher for 1 year. For like 13 games. He was an off-ball linebacker. And now he's coming off the edge. And Andre Patterson, who's coached Kayvon Thibodeau as a rookie, Dexter Lawrence early in his career, Daniel Hunter, the long list of great pass rushers under the Vikings with Mike Zimmer there. And he is saying he is doing things that he hasn't seen from a rookie player since Elvis Dumervil, who, if you're a football guy, you know who that is. Andre Patterson, this comes from Giants Wire, when asked how many players have that ability that Patterson talked about, he said, not very many. And I can promise you this, none of them had it before they played 20 games coming off the edge. We've got more glazing to do of Abdul Carter. But get his jersey today. Chatsports.com/Carter. I want the stadium packed out when he touches the field for the first time. Chatsports.com/Carter. Get your jersey today. To think that a guy that was labeled a generational pass rusher, the number 2 overall pick, talked about as someone that is already odds-on favorite to be Defensive Rookie of the Year, is being under-talked about, undersold, and better than expected. The guy had 66 pressures last year, coming off the edge for the first time in his football career. He never played edge rusher until last year. Oh, and he had 12 sacks. Oh, and right, he can't defend the run, right? Only 24 tackles for loss. I don't know. Like, I'm really not trying to hype this up too much. This guy is going to be special. And he's got the opportunity to be a gold jacket player. He just does. And the best part about it is he's joining a pass rush group that was already the best in the NFL last year through the early part of the season. The Giants totaled 35 sacks for the first 8 weeks of the 2024 NFL season. That was the most by any team since the 2017 Jags. Those 2017 Jags went to the AFC Championship with Blake Bortles as their quarterback. Since doing that, they have since added Abdul Carter, Chauncey Golston, and Darius Alexander. Like, if Abdul Carter is as good as all the beat reporters are saying, Kayvon Thibodeau is saying, Carl Banks is saying, like, watch out. Like, just watch out and take the over on 5.5 wins. That first strip sack, it's going to hit like crack. It just is. And I can't wait to be here. I can't wait to lose it on a live stream and just yell Abdul Carter 50 times in a row. We'll make it 51. And get the 51s in the comments section. Show Abdul Carter some love. I don't love the number, but it's the player that makes the number. Number does not make the player. I'm pumped up for Abdul Carter. I'm pumped up for this defense. And I'm ready to get back to New York Giants football. Getting after the quarterback and dominating in the trenches. If you haven't yet, give me a follow on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up over there, and let's go.